So today's groupings, everyone would have an opportunity to take part in a guided lesson because of where we are in our release of responsibility. So we've had some shared reading times working with persuasive writing, but now we're moving to a little less of my support and the kids taking on more responsibility. So all the groups would have an opportunity at that level of support. From then on, my groupings could change quite likely, because through formative assessment I'll determine whether there are some kids who still have gaps in their understanding of being able to identify the strategies that writers use to write persuasively. When I'm working with a group at the guided reading table, all of the other kids are working independently on rich literacy tasks, practicing strategies that we have learned before, using that time for independent practice. I'm able to have an intensive time with my groups at the guided reading table because the routine has been built right from the start of the year. They've been taught what their responsibility is, what their role is, and they know what's expected. So other groups that weren't at guided reading while I was working with that group would have been, one group was doing self-selected reading, but also practicing comprehension strategies, using sticky notes to record their reflections, their visualizing, their connections, and so on. Another group was practicing reading fluency with the listening center, listening to competent, fluent readers. At the start of the lesson, I drew the kids' attention to the author's note at the back of the book. My intent was to have them be aware of, why did the author write this book? What was the author's intention in writing this book? They were able to identify that the author had a need, that they wanted to save endangered animals. When the kids realized that, I was able to connect that to our work on persuasive writing, that now this author needs to now persuade people. So the kids were identifying the different strategies that writers use to write persuasively, and they can connect that to shared reading that we've done, where we've deconstructed text to identify strategies. Today they were going to try and do that more independently, identify those strategies. So at the start of the lesson, I gave the kids a section of the book to read, and you will notice that the kids would occasionally read out loud. They know that the routine is, if I lean toward them, they're to turn up the volume and read a little bit louder so I can listen in, check for fluency, and make sure that they're on track. And at different times, the kids will either share with an elbow partner, or we might share together our thinking at whatever we were focusing on for that part of the reading. For the kids to be able to write effectively in the persuasive form, they have to be able to read another writer's writing and understand why that's powerful, why is it effective, so that they can apply that to their own writing.
Guided writing groups are small, less than 8 students, flexible, and change their membership according to the needs of the students. A guided session is usually 15 to 20 minutes in length and offers students support as they apply and practice what was taught in shared reading and writing. It provides a bridge between shared and independent writing. The students do all of the writing, and the teacher provides support as needed. Students discuss as a group their writing strengths and their areas of difficulty. The teacher engages in ongoing assessment during the guided writing session so that intervention and next steps can be precise, personalized, and just in time.
If you can scroll back up to the top and look for the spot where I'm pointing with my pencil, have your say. Now it's your turn. Work with your partner to write a persuasive piece. When you click on that spot, you'll come to this screen where you need to put your name. Because you're working with a partner, put both of your first names. You can only put one age in, and it will only accept one. So just pick one.
So for the same age group.
So just pick one. And then city, well, where are we? Hands up, where are we? Jordan? Okay, so then that spot, you can fill that in. And I think it'll already say Canada. And then the space under have your say, click your cursor in there and you can begin typing. All right? Go ahead.
10.
Anna, can you share your introduction that you have so far?
We think that animals should be left in their normal habitat. EX.